Hello, everyone. Dr. Rachel here from OptimizeTeamwork.com with a free tool to help your teams communicate more effectively. Communication is truly top three, one of the most important issues in the workplace, and I hear it all the time. I've been on thousands of calls with Fortune 500, mid-sized corporations, small business, education, government organizations, and I hear some version all the time of we need help because we want our team to communicate more effectively, or we're just not communicating as well as we could be. And that's really an important problem to dig into. But the challenge is it's not a simple one size fits all solution. In fact, what could work for one team could be really quite different than another. And that's because communication breakdowns happen for different reasons. For one team, your breakdown could be in the fact that you just don't know the team members very well. You don't know how differently they show up in communication. Maybe you are sensitive to the way that their messaging comes across to you, and so people shut down. Maybe there's a lack of trust. Maybe there haven't been communication norms set up where you don't really have clear guidelines around how will we communicate? How will we set expectations around communication? When can I communicate? When should I communicate? When should it be a phone call? When should it be an email? When should it be a meeting? Those can also be structural reasons why communication can be poor. And then there's those teams that know each other really well. They've worked together for a very long time. There's a healthy amount of trust and they can get over communication speed bumps, but they still need help on higher level behaviors that will make their communication more effective. Things like feedback, having a really good feedback culture and feedback loop so that you know how you're showing up effectively to your team and what are some things that maybe you're doing that are hindering the team and the team's communication. And then I come across teams that maybe the communication dynamics are there. They know which channel they should be using. They know when to use Slack, when to do a phone call, when to do a meeting, but they don't know each other. They don't know each other's personalities. They don't know how their communication style gels with the team. If the team is a particular personality style dominantly, and then somebody else is a very different style, that communication is just going to clash. And that's also a reason why your communication can break down. All of this basically reveals the fact that in the US alone, communication is such a big problem that it costs US businesses over $1.2 trillion a year. And in fact, there was a research study that was done recently that found that most people lose one of every 5 workdays in the week to poor communication. Think about it, right? An email that doesn't get sent fast enough, information that needed to get to a team before a certain milestone and it just didn't make it quick enough. Somebody sat on the information for a while, or maybe a stalled project because somebody sent an email and they're waiting for a reply and time has gone by and they're not proactively following up. There's so many reasons why your team can have less than stellar communication. So we created the Team Communication Health Check. And I would invite you to complete this, whether you are somebody that manages one team or an entire division. You can complete it for each of your teams if you'd like to. It's a simple assessment. It's based on the same framework that we use with Fortune 500 companies to diagnose where specifically communication is causing the biggest bottlenecks, the biggest breakdowns for them. It's a free resource. It takes under 5 minutes for you to complete it. At the end, you'll get a very clear diagnosis of areas where you can start working with your team to improve communication in a positive, dramatic kind of way. And of course, you can also schedule a consultation with me to talk further about your results, talk further about what are the team dynamics that you're experiencing and how we might be able to help. We're also happy to share what other organizations are doing to address very similar issues and be able to help their teams be more healthy, stronger, have a more effective communication. Thanks so much, and I do hope you take advantage of this free resource at optimizeteamwork.com.